pro-Russian rebels have opened up a new front in southeastern Ukraine. Reports say they have taken the town of Novoazovsk, on the Sea of Azov, and are heading for the key port of Mariupol. Ukraine says Russian forces have crossed the border and are supporting the rebel attack, but the Moscow government has repeatedly denied arming or covertly supporting the rebels. There are suspicions that Russia wants to divert Ukrainian forces from the besieged cities of Donetsk and Luhansk. Government forces have made significant advances against the separatists in recent weeks. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has demanded an explanation from Russia's President Vladimir Putin amid the reports of an incursion. The US said it suspected a Russian-directed counter-offensive was underway. Ukrainian forces leaving reports from journalists and military on the ground suggest that Novoazovsk had been captured by the rebels. The guys from the east shot the positions of the Ukrainian army and the army left Novoazovsk, freelance journalist Petr Limovsky told the BBC. Since the morning, they've been leaving the town and we've probably seen the last armored personnel carrier leaving the place. A Ukrainian company commander, Vladimir Shilov, told Ukrainian TV that the town was blocked by tanks and no one was allowed to leave. Local officials had already fled to Mariupol, he added. A spokesman for the rebels told Interfax news agency that Novoazovsk was under their control and they would soon liberate Mariupol. The port has until now been peaceful and cut off from rebel positions. Rebels have been trying for weeks to break out of an area further north in the Donetsk region where they are almost encircled. Analysts say the separatists could also be seeking a land link between Russia and Crimea, which also would give them control over the entire Sea of Azov. Russia annexed the Black Sea peninsula of Crimea from Ukraine in March. Military duty. In a phone call with the Russian president, Mrs. Merkel said reports of a Russian military incursion into Ukrainian territory had to be cleared up, her spokesman said. The latest reports of the presence of Russian soldiers on Ukrainian territory must be explained, said Stefan Seibert. Grey line. These incursions indicate a Russian-directed counter-offensive is likely underway in Donetsk and Luhansk, State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki told reporters. She said Washington had noted the Russian government's unwillingness to tell the truth even as its soldiers are found inside Ukraine. Earlier this week, 10 Russian paratroopers were captured on Ukrainian territory 20 kilometers, 12 miles, from the Russian border. The Kremlin said the soldiers had entered Ukraine by mistake. And Denis Pushilin, a rebel leader in Donetsk, denied that Russia was involved in the current offensive. If Russia entered into the war, the counteroffensive would already be in Kiev. For now, we do without outside help, he said. Another rebel leader, Alexander Zakharchenko, insisted that any